Ameke do harana jano pe akuno nkokura
Janka nana me paro mai boni da fa boni obia ni okoto ka ka je go kunye munya ni kwa
Kone kono ne be ja chuma ma ne ke ja no tu ke to we be yu bon ma tu ya be tu fi ko ate ya mi ya do ne mi ya wa ni ku jine lo me di ke ni le fi akere ni me nye ta me ko ma no me no ko ni ne ko me ni nka eji jaguar le wa ni ta ko
Ago.
Cominha a ter feito tudo a mão e o demo com o peito tudo como é que cara de tá roendo de não
ama me vale de la llave que
Isso, bola. Que eu me dou cuide de que me deu na cara como então eu vou tentar fazer isso. Tá me pete Steve dou cuide de a Maria do lado também. Tamu vale menye be bugana mia tia kebe nyano tama ududu wote tiko na watu alo ana kagawa edu Ameke.
Apurale me.
Okay.
Mana de demaro. Atano disa e mare de demaro.
Agbanu. O de kore. O dore ka ku gboro ma. Mana me huno so yin da.
Ko nka so da. So gba kuro.
De juru.
So gba kuro.
E ma te fo na.
Ani yare.
To no blo. No blo. No blo. Ole so no blo. Owo. Wo to ba de ga chi nu me ne. Yo no blo na ko. Manye be nyare ke wo no blo. Ewu de bolu be. Oui, ne yi de gbogbo.
Anu ya menyo. Scream I did. Oh, a Gemini call hanky back with continue. Hanky for the volume. Thank you.
No, I brought me a wallet in my way. If you could younger and Yamelo.
The Yaka, A.K.O.
I am Americo. The following Yabrana, Miao, Blair, and Toby, if you could younger and Yam. Let me out, Bolo. And Yabano Chimano to show you. And if you are for the Republic, Katam Loco, the Punya Toy. Yako brother to do. And also serve it for way. They used to know what time for you. When they say what time, it's no for the for that way. Go out yet away. Abochi. Away. I hope I don't. Yako and Yamucho. Every year, a kind of big baby. I've been for you.
Sena.
Oh, many on the main boy. Into your boy. Bench my boy. We blend. Make what I pay. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do. When you crack. Abazo moi izolo.
Oh, I'm going to
Talk about you in my car.
When you're going to get or any
Oh, man, no, you're very now. And I don't go all in enemy. Enemy, I say. Even more is what is also. You are Corno. I reckon me. I work with it. I mean, you want an amateur, Blemato, when you can't go more than you. I really should have been sorry, my dad. I bet they should have been sorry, my dad. I've been riding. Ela pema. Menyu. Baba chwa dove. Adu dove. Adu do asa don ku yue.
Kifia. Agbanyore. E ba ko fro ho gba to. O da ha
Oh no.
Connect.
Yeah, for a moment too much.
I will make a best.
Ya ko chi ape.
Towi bro vi fila ko. O wo ko le tefa. Tutu mi bro ko kadeji a. Ni kadeji tutu nya bro pe etonji a. Ebe yenye Vodou a. Ebe yenye Vodou a lo. Semete de khomode. Va de semete khoma. Yenye Vodou a. De semete khoma.
De semete khoma.
Ono kuchina ese tabu bana kuchina.
Va flu kojo bele ka kula. Mo flu. E flu anu mo ko pe ma la yin ba ji ba lo gbe. Ni ko jini ya ki. Ni ko ja ko wa we ni. Wa na de mo no chi.
I khama na de. To gbagbo le Christopher.
More good.
To la de do ya
Clay kore. Musiano ajeji la. No clay.
Comme le mouet faut qu'on va dans la région de Monsieur le trône chez Abba le monde de ma poêle hein na ba no fini e ma u ga wo tutu to ele mi egbo gafa boro mo le pofa dare mi egbo le jare awode loko so le ni ta ni vinda fra hey
Hakbena.
Tata mai ba pegbe o to la yi na ba do gbere na bochia ba de nya da si ne mo be
Ebe fia le bebe.
e fia be nya le bebe e fia ko to la pe la ko fia ko ba tu jere ka e fia ko no ba tu jere ka na bochi
Fia ba do ko na iko. Nu yo bete ya no te pe ko na te pe la.
ina te pa tinde le do ko bia di e che bia di gbe o mo na tu ka no je ya mo to fite ibena
Obeya papa obeya ni como abeya ni un canto ali. Obeya ni un canto.
Enya a be ko na be gelia. Ko abe manya be ni yo duro kamera ro ngi ngoro.
Oh, nyata kwa mambo te foje ko me. Kayima cho mo roja ko chama basu no kore. Ko jolo kama baro. Ke mi bona de kwa ku pe ka pe na bana no ko. Ko ke asi obe je ni kamera.
Video camera menye photo nya bia no mo pon ka fono do yo.
Ko bi tek ma mo do bu ya.
Sorry, Manyari. Hey, Nyakonyo, Blowly.
Johnny Nancy.
Oh, sorry, Manyakonyo, Blowly. How do I hear you?
Of our joy.
If you will, if it has now, Chelsea.
Look out for the nose, and I didn't ask me.
Deeply boiling. Atamele mo. Igbe do mo we to so na chichi.
Amoyo do lo mo sisi ko lo mo don.
Dakai igagbelebe mechi.
Ko be jala ba jira la yo lo mo sisi.
Ezo mechichi akai igagbelebe mechi. Ni ta ebe mechi onye me. Mechi ba do afide ko zu de video. Ni se be. Iya ma kukwere no ko na mi. Ni se be yenye Vodou alo.
Hello, brother.
No joy. Epe mi anya. Fie mi so na. No abuna mi adi maga. Nyanto.
O bola le bo gbe.
Endo iye bore, ega bona. Tolo. Kabe ni tolo. Ni juega después tolo ni tolo. El bebé le bebé decía. Doji vi bubu le afida. E ji vi dem ni.
Ya le kale.
Ovana. Ovana.
Ya lo bubu.
Eh?
Ama mawe alo ayo le Vodou me. Le benefit mo ya lo.
Agbenyo be nya gboro lo.
Ya gbo mi le. Mbere Vodou mo to we alo bubu de le te fere.
Bubu le ga te fere la fi bubu nya Vodou mo to wa. Vodou mo to ko gboro la.
O velo do me.
Ni aviwe, ni viwe. Ni hode do mi ado ko yo.
If you almost say no more.
Me ka ho. Yo me ka ho. No le dis. Vive ma se tomu. No le wo. Ko se tomu. Banzolo. No, no, they need to. No, make back. Make what I had.
Akpebla na voni.
Akpebla na voni. Ah.
Casa pero cucheñore. Rie talk ko ya. Ya lo no que coña yo be jin ko.
Ya ko.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, wherever you may be. This is African Magic Temple on Revolution Facebook Live question and answer section, or we say Revolution on African Magic Temple question and answer section live streaming. Thank you very much for joining us. We are a little bit behind the time, but please just bear with us. It's quite a very big rain here now, and we are having challenges, but we will be with you. We just tune in, and if you just tune in, thank you very much for joining us. And those on Clubhouse, thank you very much for joining us, and let me know you are listening. Thank you very much. Yeah. So we will start with the pouring of libation. Some people have been asking how to pour libation, so I'm going to start with this. Those who want to learn again should learn how to pour libation, please. Okay. When you want to pour libation, first thing is to call the way I do it, and I teach my student is first you call on the supreme gods that you know, and then after that you go on to calling the energies, your ancestors and the energies that are with you. First, maybe after the calling of the gods supreme, then you call some of the energies with you, then you go on to your calling your ancestors, and then after that you continue to call the other energies you are working with. So this is how I do it. Oh, mauga so bolisa medua go mauga kitikata medua go mauga se joto amejoto ese na ro ese ten no me woman obevi dokuno obevi woman obevi me bia na dokuno obevi obi dokuno obevi me bia woman obevi obi senye me yo sheme hamfura shopete do ago me yo semi fura shopete me do ago me yo abraxas me yo zia trepo do ago yo tagre to obevi me ku o wo verso atomo verso ka me yo do ago me yo no zogie ani di so kakachika zikwaje andre me yala fa banya kwa mi apia pimi na kwa joro hono ni me yona kekekelo wenya yimba ma jo floro afa kwa yimba ma duwa dikawo wenya bi me atekuro etepu etega o me yo akan bichu me kai mo le bakan je go bakan si go kan tro go bakan me yo bakan di fi bakan me yo ataba kan je bakan pele kwa member haja do la ko ka ba ndo di fi to mo so mo do jo me yo mi do da ko pa o wa o ka ko po me yo zango yo kule bi la ka yo la ka wo jo pata jo mapu afaka me bolo ba di chimo bolo fu do me be yo ko kule kwa to fo me jo ko yo he be jo ko to ya mo mo di o to adu kwa ne kule be ni o le fe me be to ba jo tu zo kule bu o mo no te pele ka jo pata be le ati jo vo ba jo ni jo pata o be fia Jopata, Petro Magbeda Molo, Afi Fagbe Egliedina, Jopata, no Annie, Afi, Ajolo, Jopata, Jopata, and Tafamayo, a message boy, Judio to Pagwente, Apakbe, Luluti, Bolu, Ajima, Obojuko Roger, come and Valentina from Valo, Jonah Quefu, Agosapate Mayor, I think a Mayor, Guru, Dumera, Alafia. Yemayo, Amagasa. Gejen, Papa Sesen, Toba Gejen, and Dogo, Mayor Brahini, Mayor Bokochi, Mayor Foli, more Kego Negodo. Kucha Kuma come and Tobino, Bapa Hadam, Kutumenefana, and Bubu, and Fanabu. Mayor Tony Cosipoku, Akubia, and Akoso, Abaku, Gejen, Tassina, Mosi, Fusi, Jacoswa, Bracobra, Mamma, and Bodrin, Batomina, Kofi, Kubian Mesa, Doria Pekuno. Bapa Hadamiano. Kuto menefana ni bobo me yo apoye Celestine ya wakubia Katrina akubia foni asense kwa foni ya Oben akubia e ba kwa hane mi ano na kuto menefana ni me yo mi aso e wo mvo achiche achikwe kubia me yo na keke yo Cecilia akpene e ka tepe mensa e ba ko aha ne kuto menefana ni ana gbogbo menefana ni chema no lo me yo awu no tuji boko tuji togo tuji me yo kiniki hasa kwa nchi ya bara so bara na me yo ra kuto menefana ose na gbogbo menefana me yo boko adafli sofa agbovi me yo ra kuto menefana me yo boko afacha ajoge kuto menefana e go Omeleso. Look at Omeleso. Can you at Clubhouse hear me?
Yes, Papa, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. Because Marina was saying maybe you are not hearing well. Okay. Mayor, Togbe Anani Tretule Jita, who le va. Mayor, who la vega, Maduago, Nami Okaka, Natape. Mayor, Togbe Abraham Jiveru, Chame, Mayor, Togbe Fiato Simon Kavi, Abenyanasi, Agotime. Iba ho ahana mi anu na kuto me ne fana ni na gbogbo me fana nchema na bodo na tefe me yo tre video bra ni be be ba bi bo itu ta seke gbe mu pe ji me le ba chunya no wa ge nu te shi no pe te ba fa ha ni na kwera me bi la ba si la ga ni ba o buga ke ni le Facebook live wo to be mama mi adasi asi me na mi yo mi ali de pe mi foto kele mi foto me yo abochi sakra kama chwa ba ya do bo ko to ko li don ko ku ma ku o wa mbere mi mbere to be no le cho fra ta na mi fi ku abi sin kra ko fito jamba ku ucho tu ako ficho hen ko fi atra kable me yo to be ahun ba to ma ba Vodou to ra ko ilu no yan za pasa di ku ni ko to ko shi ni ko to o kere ku me yo to be da ma de bo ke ma do ba sa bo wo no be di ma le ko me le go le ko me yo apeli ape ko go za gba ja ko bi ko apeli to e ble apeli to asinu apeli to e wo onu popo onu no mi o no vo onu asisi ku ga me yo mi o keke ye me yo afana go no afagbo ma jeso ko pe to mo so le me da pa bi me yo kwali gbe meji eku meji woli meji di meji lo so meji no meji abla meji akla meji buda meji sa meji kameji tru pe meji tu la meji le te meji che meji fu meji kwali che tu la me ko bo vile ko ko to ba do bo am to ba le ni ade lo ko ni di ni ate pe me yo le ba ajibo su ba me no meji me do am so mo pla me pla ye me yo le ba bi me yo so me le ba me yo mi an keke me yo ke bia so Vodou agolo so wu le ko to me yo to be ade la me yo ra keke da ade klama chachu be la bula lipo me yo ra keke mais dans tout les cas où l'on me tombe mais yo avec me ya de bere e fa ala ba vi olo ba vi ko mi fa la bere da bere ba atape après je me Vodou pété mais yo Amérique da si l'Amérique bere ke bo no ko harai na ya wa ni na da bere ba bere fa ya ba na me se ni do yo bi dere ni ko ta ni ko. Okay, we are now ready to go. We started on Facebook. We have greetings from Joe N. Black. Say good morning, Papa. My greetings to you all. Thank you very much, Joe Black. We are very grateful to you. Then we have Awito Richard Yao. Ancestral guidance always. Thank you very much, Awito. Then we have a big sister Ifa Dara, grand blessings, Papa, and family beyond measure. Thank you very much, big sister, and the same to you. We have King Ayeobo Awukukbojo. Greetings to you, Papa, and to everyone. Thank you very much, Doc. We are very grateful. We have not been seeing you. I know you're busy, but if you are still around, please let us know so that we can be greeting and praying for you. Let us know and pass by if you are still around. Then we have Shamba. We have Kwaku Agbeko say greetings, Tobe. I feel good to join into the live teachings. Thank you very much, Kwaku. We are very grateful, Agbeko. Akpe. Then we have Bokor Shamba Musa saying greetings, Papa. Greetings to you, Shamba. How are you? How is your mom? How is your dad? How is everybody? Thank you very much, and we're grateful that you all are joining us. We have our brother Alvin Lebron Hill Jr. Greetings and blessings, Papa. I will be ready shortly. Thank you very much, Alvin. We are strongly here for you. So hopefully things will work out in your favor. Thank you very much, and for joining us. And then we have D Blinks Do. Thank you very much for joining us, Dodo. We are very grateful. Thank you. And my regards to everybody. Then, let me see again. Who is there? Who is above there? No, yeah. Oh, okay. It's the same. D Blinks saying fire. Okay. And then we have our big sister Oluchi in France. Great day, Papa, with peace and love. My regards to all. Thank you very much, big sister Oluchi. We are very grateful. And then we have a Berima Ba Achaba roof coin. Good afternoon, Papa. Hello, good afternoon, Berima Achaba. We are very grateful. We have a big sister Oluchi Osunwoke. So he say thank you very much. And then we have, I say, I still have it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, big sister Oluchi. And then we have our big sister Yvonne Ekwia Mohammed, mother of Shamba Musa, saying blessings, Brother Christopher. Thank you very much, big sister Ekwia Mohammed. Thank you very much for joining, and blessings to you too. Thank you very much. We have our sister Angie G. Fisher. Greetings, Papa and family. Thank you very much, Angie. We are very grateful. Thank you very much. How are you and the children? How is Williams? I hope everybody is fine. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. And then we have on YouTube, we have Togbe Jibeza Seseko. Say greetings and good day, Papa and the AMT family. I hope you all well. Yes, we are. Thank you very much. Can you talk about Legba's role in Ewe, Afa, and Gbogbo? Okay, when we get there, I will talk about that. Legba's role in Ewe, Afa, and Gbogbo. Okay, I will talk about the little that I know about Legba's role in this. And then we have Mario Young. From saying good evening, Daddy and the AMT family. Greetings from India. Thank you very much, Mario. How are you? Thank you very much for joining us from, I know it's very late there, but you managed to join us. May the ancestors continue opening doors for all of you. Then we have SB. Greetings, Bokor Christopher and AMT family. Thank you very much, SB. We are very grateful for you joining us, and may the blessings of the ancestors continue to be with all of you. Then we have a Prince Sino Beat saying greetings, double greetings to our ancestors, greetings to you too, and to everybody. We are very grateful for all of you joining us. Okay, let's go straight away into what the question of Togbe Jigbezan Seseoka. We're saying that he's asking a question: what is the role of Legba in Afa, Ewe, Afa, and Bobo? The little I know about Legba is that from our childhood, Legba, initially we thought anything that is made with clay or any spirit that is mounted is called Legba, so long as it is a clay. So even today, when you go to Epedome, where I come from, anything that you make with clay will be called Legba. But in reality, it's not everything that has been mounted with clay that is called Legba. What is the role of Legba in Ewe Afa? I think like the role of Legba in Afa in general is very laudable, and it's already clear that Legba becomes the guidance of the crossroads. And in Ewe Afa, and I think also in Ifa, Legba usually is standing at the gate of the house to make sure bad things do not enter the house, as the gate man, as the gatekeeper, the security man at the gate, and make sure bad things do not enter into your premises. And then also it is, in Afa, Legba is there to be the mediator between, or the messenger you can call. Maybe Legba can be likened to Archangel Raphael, as in Jewish Kabbalah, Raphael, which is the messenger of the gods. So Legba actually is the messenger of the gods in Ifa and Afa. That's why when we do sacrifices, he is the one who takes the sacrifice into the spirit world, whether to give to your ancestors, to give to the witches, to give to whatever energy is wanting that sacrifice to be done. Legba is the one that plays that role, and it is between man and woman. And the Legba is also represented with the Ametolofi. So this ametolofi, as in Afa, we call it ametolofi, but then I think Yoruba call it alofi. I'm not very sure, but we call it ametolofi. And this represents Legba as the messenger between the gods and men. So, and I don't know in Greek mythology, I don't know which one is the messenger of the gods or between men and God in Greek mythology. But in Ewe, Afa, Legba at the gate cannot always be moved anywhere. Where it sits, that's where it sits, and where it is looking, that's where it's looking. So when we are doing rituals, you will see that we are putting this alofi on the Ifa or Ayetekpo, as it is called in Ewe, but I think it is called Ipon Ifa in Yoruba, but we call it Ayetekpo. Aye is the powder that we put down where we write the things or write Afa oracles into it. So we call it Ayetekpo, means the board on which Aye is being written on. So when we we are hitting it on the Ayetekpo, we are communicating the message of the human beings into the spirit world, and that's the work of Legba. So when we do all the rituals or finish everything, it is Legba that will take it to and give it to Legba so that it can take it into the spirit world. And then we blow a gunpowder or set fire to a gunpowder so that the smoke will encourage the energies to carry the things to the spirit world. So Legba plays a very big role in Afa, and even if not in Afa, people have Legba. We have Legbas of different types. People have Afa Legba, people have Voodoo Legba also. So each Legba is supposed to be a security, whether it is Voodoo Legba or Afa Legba. It is supposed to be a security guider of the gate of your premises or of your life, and the protector of your life. That's what Legba represents in Bobo and Afa work. So as I said, we have Legbas that are not Afa Legba, but they are also called Legba. In my shrine, I have Afa Legba, which is at the gate, and then I have other Legbas in the house, because even the word Apeli is also a Legba in a way, because if they want to go into it in Ewe, the word Ape means home, and then Li means the Ape Legba, the foundation, that energy that makes the house to be strong, or the foundation of the house. But it is also called Apeme Legba or Apeli. Apeli is another word for it, is Apeme Legba. Yeah. So, and then I have a Zume Legba, that the Togbe Ablakbo, which is the sack that I use for healing and everything. It also has a Legba that comes with it. So I have a Zume Legba, which is at the shrine of Togbe Damalie. So simply to say, Legba is just the messenger of the gods. Thank you very much, Togbe Chibesa Siseko.
Good morning, Papa. I have a question.
Yes.
This is Kojo. Good morning. I hope you are well.
I'm fine, Kojo. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yes.
So from the explanation you just gave, I know you've spoken before about how sometimes people buy statues of Legba and they say this is Legba and stuff, but the true Legba, you have to make it with herbs in clay and stuff.
Right.
So if in pouring libation, if you don't have a Legba, but you think that, oh, maybe I know what Legba is and what not, you are calling the name. Does that have any effect in calling the name if you don't have any Legba to pay respect to or anything like that?
Okay, that's a very, very good question, because the point is that if you don't have any relationship with a spirit, you can still pray to that spirit, but the effect of that spirit cannot be very strong in your life unless you have a very serious relationship with that energy. And how do you have how do you have a serious relationship with the energy? It is when the energy is introduced to you through initiation. Then that energy knows you, and you also knows the energy. So when you call upon that energy, it makes it easier for the energy to respond to you than to say that you don't know anything about it, you are just calling it. Let's take, for instance, we are in Ghana or wherever you may be, and then there is this god called Madam Kali. And Kali is a god in India, or a goddess in India, and it is in Kalighat in Calcutta. That is his home. Okay, supposing you don't know anything about Kali, you only read and that's it, and then you start to call Kali to do things for you. Yes, it may happen, it may not happen, but when you have gone to Kalighat or Kalikata and be able to have some introduction of yourself to the energy, whenever you call, immediately the energy will have to respond because it knows you. The same case it is with the legba. When people buy legba from workshops or buy legba from shops and botanicals and whatever, you cannot be sure that legba is real legba because legba needs certain things to be put into it. And before the legba is formed, you yourself, there's a part that you have to play in the creation of that legba so that that legba can answer to you directly and be able to protect and guide you. Here is a case you just went to a supermarket or whatever, and you just, or botanica, you just bought a legba, which you don't know how it was created, only the name that you know that is called legba, and then you start to pray into it. You may not get things working for you the way you wanted because there is no relationship between you and that legba whatsoever, apart from the fact that you just bought it with your money. That's it. So Kojo, this is my answer to you.
Thank you. That's very clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kojo. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Yes, we have Ben Achebe saying bonjour. Bonjour, Ben Achebe. Bonjour, ça va? And then we have again Ben Achebe saying, is the correct spelling voodoo or voodoo? Please explain as well as juju, and thank you. Asante sana, Bokor. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Ben Achebe, you see the word is every word. Some people call it Voodoo, which is the spelling is V-O-D-U. V-O-D-U. Voodoo. Voodoo. V-O-D-U. Then people who are coming from the French-speaking Africa or the French-speaking countries, when French people colonize our people, their way of Vodou becomes or voodoo becomes the spelling of the French way of ou, as in ou. So when they write it V-O-O-D-O-U. So it is Voodoo. It's the same. Some people write it Voodoo, which is V-O-O-D-O-O. It's also called Voodoo. And our people will say Voodoo, and even in some places they call it Voodoo. That is V-E-D-U. Voodoo. It does not really matter what it is called. Once the sound is correct, it is active. So Voodoo, or whatever you call it, we are talking about the same thing. The spelling is not we call juju, colonized Belgium, toy, because they go to the Congo, try to do, they don't kill. When you go there, it's you discourage them from those dolls that they are playing with. Powerful. So you should from the doors. So that came about, and finally it juju. So it's a juju. It's not anything. In Ewe, it's pronounced in our culture called juju, who came to adult. We stick to it in our language called juju. Joker. Ben achieving question. I read those ones of Ben achieving again. So very rough coin. Yeah, okay. Is as and understand all user because my teacher that you can always go across teachings that I have not written a book. I'm not planning to write a book. Well, my ancestors didn't write a book. They wanted to learn, and that writing a lot of people. It's good to write, but me, I'm going to teach people who will be my students directly. I'm not going to write books. There have not been any much books on Voodoo as a subject. People have written all kinds of stories about them, but the real secret of Voodoo is not in any book anywhere that you can actually find. You can see people describing how Voodoo works, what they have seen, when somebody said something and this has happened, or all this thing. But the main secret of Voodoo is from the mouth to the ear of the student. Thank you very much, Berimaba. And then he said, how can I join you? We don't have any group to join because I'm not trying to form a group whereby people can join, because spirituality is an individual thing. It is not a group thing. If you have any challenges and you want to address, you can always call on people who know how to help you. Our shrine is also here to help people, but we are not here to form a group whereby members are these members and that. No. Then you are, with time, it will become religion. I'm not teaching religious studies here. I'm teaching spirituality, and spirituality is an individual thing. It is not how you are comparing yourself to someone and thinking somebody is greater or somebody is higher. It's only in religion where you want to know who has this big name. You know, names in spirituality does not really mean anything. Why do I say so? Whether you become a Bokor and they give you a title or they don't give you a title, if you know what to do, you get answer. You may have the title and you don't know what to do. You are only having a title. You don't know it. That's the truth about this spirituality. So it's an individual thing. People who pride themselves over titles that they have say, "Oh, if you are a Bokor, you must be given this name." It is that if you are not given that name, then you are not a real Bokor. It is all just lies and follies. Because the truth about it is that even if you don't have any name, if you are able to do the work and people get result, that's all that matters. Voodoo is an individual thing. Spirituality is an individual thing. It is not a group thing. If they teach you and you learn it and you are able to execute it and do it well, it will benefit you. If you don't learn it well and you don't know how to do by reading, and you think that by reading books and you can become a great spiritualist, yes and no, depending on how you do your reading and the people who wrote the books. But I am teaching Voodoo as pure as I know. I learned from my old man. That's what I'm teaching. I don't teach what I don't know. And so I am not writing books. People who wanted to learn should come to my shrine. I'm ready to teach, but I'm not having a group. Thank you very much. Okay, move it up. Let's see. Yes, and then we have a Kukubo. God knows. Tommy, I learned if someone is fortifying himself too much, he becomes useless because of the powers he acquires. Where did you learn that from? No, there's certain things you people talk and say. Have you experienced that? How can you be fortifying yourself and then you become useless? Where have you ever heard that? The person who told you, let that person explain to you and give you samples to say somebody has fortified himself too much, so that's why he become useless. So because the powers that he's acquiring make him useless. There are certain things you shouldn't be saying. If you want to learn, learn. Don't just come and say here, say here. Who said that when you are fortifying yourself too much, you become useless? Okay, maybe the person who told you that's what he has become. Not at my shrine. Every day, as human beings, we are always fortifying ourselves to protect ourselves from our distractors, our enemies, people who are against us, energies that are against us. If we don't protect ourselves, we may fall prey to them. So as many powers that you can acquire to protect yourself, if you have the resources, please do. Then Kukubo went on saying, secondly, how will one differentiate between good power and bad one if someone wants to go for fortification? You have to ask the teacher what is it. If the teacher is very honest with you, he will not give you any bad thing. Because there is no spirit that is bad and there is no spirit that is good. It depends on you who is using it. So if the spirit is a powerful spirit, it can do good, it can do bad. It is depend on the hands that are holding you or the teacher that is teaching you. If the teacher teaches you how to use it for bad, you yourself, you are grown enough to know when they are telling you that this thing, you should use it to kill people, you should use it to destroy people. You should know that it is, then that means that energy that they are being introduced to, it works on the negative side more than the positive side. But then if you are smart, you can, or clever, you can also tune that bad energy to be doing good, because there's no energy that is, no spirit that is a bad spirit, and there's no spirit that is a good spirit. All spirits are spirits. They can be used for good, they can be used for bad. If you go onto the internet, you watch our movie like a knife. Knife can kill. And at the same time, that same knife can cook food for people to eat and give them life. If you decide to use knife to kill, it is not the knife that is wrong, or it is not the knife that is bad. And so also, if you decide to use the knife to cook food for people to eat, it is not the knife that is good, or the knife that is giving the good things. It is you, the person who is holding that knife, who decides what to use the knife for. So the knife is not a bad thing or good thing. Knife is knife. It depends on who is using it. So there is nothing like a bad spirit or a good spirit. All spirits are spirits, and it depends on how you use them. That will make them bad or good. Thank you very much. Let's see if there's any question. And then Kukubob again went on, wise one, what will one do if he goes for a power or juju that torments him? If you go for a power or a juju that torments you, that means that particular energy is not in relationship with you. It is not in congenial relationship with you. So you must give it back to who introduced you to that spirit, or find a way to nullify yourself and neutralize that spirit's effect in your life. Because why do you put your legs into fire when you know that fire can burn your legs? Why do you do that? It's only a fool who will know that fire is burning and then will go, without having control of fire, will go and put their legs into fire to burn them. It's not the fire that is wrong, it's you who is stupid. So you get a juju that is tormenting you, means you're not doing your homework before going for spirit. It is not how many spirits you acquire that really matter. Acquire the ones that can work for you in your favor. You don't just go and get things that will become burden and problem to you. Get things that can make your life move forward so that you can glorify God. People just think that acquiring so many things, that useless thing, and pack your whole room with things that don't work, but you yourself, you are deceiving yourself and deceiving people that you have powers. No, even one single power can be stronger than all that thousands that you have in your shrine or whatever. So go for things that work for you. Don't just go and pack yourself with things that do not work and you want to show off that you have power. Meanwhile, those things are just useless puppets and sticks and woods and whatever. If they are working, everybody will know. You yourself will be the first person to know that they are working. So go for things that work. So if you go somewhere and you get a juju, why should the juju you get and the juju will torment you? What for? What wrong have you done to the juju so for the juju to be tormenting you? Have you ever thought about it? Why should you get juju and the juju will be tormenting you? And is that something to get? You don't know that jumping into a well will kill you, and then you in your own all wisdom jump into a well. I mean, you must be stupid to do that. Thank you. And then we have our sister Florence Jemfi here. Good afternoon, Papa. Please, I want to take this opportunity to thank our ancestors and your team very much for helping my son Kofi after the reading and feeding rituals and our ancestors 2 months ago. He has finally got a team which he will be going next 2 weeks. Thank you very much, Akpe. Thank you very much, Auntie Florence. We are very grateful, and we will keep praying for the welfare and protection of Kofi. We hope and pray that one day we will see him as one of the big superstars in European soccer, and we will be praying and be happy and be saying that, oh, we knew this boy when he started. That's what I want to see. Thank you very much, Auntie Florence. And then we have Big Sister Ifadara saying that the deep Sultans use voodoo. Yes, so that's VOODO. So the word voodoo is what matters. Thank you very much, Big Sister. Very grateful. And then we have Kofi Beam. Daddy, how can I acquire a voodoo? Go to people who get voodoo and who know about voodoo so that they can teach you what you want to acquire. But in your own sense also, you must know what you want. It is not like somebody just gives something to you. You don't know how to use it. You don't have any idea about it and they just give it to you. You must first desire what you want to use that voodoo for. If you want a voodoo for attraction, then the voodoo for attraction is the one that should be made for you. If you want the voodoo to go and fight, then it is the voodoo that will fight, is what they will introduce to you. If you want a voodoo that will boost your business, then it is that kind of voodoo that you should go for. If you want a voodoo that will open your mind so that when you study, you will not forget, which is a memory or a retentive memory voodoo, then that's what they should make for you. You don't just go say, I want voodoo, and then somebody will give you a voodoo that will be asking you that go and kill somebody and come and give me their blood. So go for the voodoo which you think you want, and let the teacher that is going to teach you, tell the teacher what you want, so that he can discuss that into details and discuss them. You both will plan it before he makes that voodoo for you. You don't just go and get something and say you have voodoo. Maybe that's what is happening to our friend, that the voodoo is tormenting him. Because if you don't know what you are going for, anything is okay. That's what it said, that if you don't know where you are going, every road can lead to where you are going. So thank you, Mr. Kofi Beam. Hope my explanations are clear to everybody. Thank you. And then do we have anybody on? Okay, let's finish with this YouTube, and then we'll go to Clubhouse now. Then Ben Achebe is saying Voodoo, thank you. And Ben Achebe is the god of faith, and Ifa are the same. Afa is the word the Ewes call it, or Fa is what the Ewes call it. The Yorubas call it Ifa. It's the same thing. Please, you people should begin to understand this thing. There is no difference between Afa and Ifa. The Ewes call it Afa. The origin of it is from Yoruba, and they call it Ifa. Our people call it Afa. It's the same thing. Then Ben Achebe, Baba, you are very kind, and I appreciate you very much. Spirituality is what frees and nurtures the soul. Yes, thank you very much, Ben Achebe. We are very grateful that you joined us. Okay, now can I have some question coming from Clubhouse? If there's any question, please. Senna, can you ask anybody any question from Clubhouse? Oh, it's not, I'm not on. Because this phone always go off. Hello, Senna. I'm asking that, can you people hear me when I'm talking?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so please, is there any question from Clubhouse, please? It's okay, they are hearing. Okay, as you people are getting ready, let me read Maunya's this in Kukubo. God knows, he said that Papa, no, go up. It's a Papa. Okay, let's go up first before. Did I read that one? Yes. No, the Kofi Beam, he said, Daddy, how can I acquire this? And then he came back saying, Daddy, can you help me acquire a good one? It is that, like I said, what do you want? There's nothing called good one or bad one. What do you want? Kofi, think about it. What do you want? What kind of voodoo you want? Then they will tell you what things you need to do to get that kind of voodoo. Voodoo is not like a chocolate you go to the supermarket and buy. Voodoo must be created to be tailored alongside you who wants it to solve your problem. Voodoo is not a biscuit that you just go and buy in the shop and bring home and say, I have a voodoo. No, that's not it. You must have some needs, and that needs that will now kind of tailor you to what you want, and then the person who is going to make the voodoo for you will know what kind of voodoo to make for you to solve the problem or to boost the situation in which you are, clear it and boost your image, and so that good things come to you. You don't get voodoo and be suffering. If the Voodoo is a real Voodoo, you will not get Voodoo and be going hungry again. It's only people who don't know what they are doing, that's what they don't know what they are doing. If you know what you are doing, you will go for things that will bring good things into your life. Like I had said earlier about the knife. Knife is not a bad thing, but it depends on whose hand the knife is in. So there is nothing like if you can help me get a good Voodoo. Voodoo is not bread, it's not Kofrodia bread you are going to buy, be Foster. No, at all. You must go and do a reading and tell your problem, tell your issues, you tell your challenges to the oracle. The oracle will be able to know and tell you what you need to do to change the situation in which you are. It's not of getting Voodoo. Getting a Voodoo is not the answer. And then we have a Kukubo, God knows again. Papa, we ask questions not that we know the answers. But, we move, but sometimes as people teach about spirituality, we need to find from many sources to know how true their teachings are. Even your teachings, we still ask many people to know more. Okay, no problem about that. If people who are teaching you teach you, if the teacher is a good teacher, you will automatically know that that is a good teacher. It is not difficult to find, to know who a good teacher is. It is not something you have to find difficult to prove when you meet a good teacher. I have also gone through the world meeting a lot of people, and I have met a lot of teachers along my way. But when I met the real teachers, I know that these are the real teachers, and I learned from them. So it is not like trying to compare who is who, but you must know what you want, and that will also tell you what a good teacher is. There are certain people who want to get a juju to fight. And that's their mind. So that if they get into any situation, they can fight their way out by beating people up. There are people like that. But when you come to me, I don't teach those kind of things. That's not my way. I'll teach you how to do negotiations and find a way to get out of trouble than to get into trouble. So if you have that mind that, oh, you want to come to me to get a juju that can let you beat people up, when you come to me, you will be disappointed. I will not be a good teacher in that case. But then another person, that's all that he or she also knows, how to give juju to people to beat others up. By one blow, the person is already down. That person, if that's what you want, then that kind of person will be your good teacher. So it is not like it's not like a general thing. You must know what you want, and then you can know who is a good teacher and who is not a good teacher. Thank you very much, Maunya. Okay, let's go up. Let's go up. And then we have a Newman John. Blessed Father, you have been a good help in my life. Powerful man. Thank you very much, Newman John. We are very grateful for that comment. And may the ancestors continue to bless your ways. Thank you. And then we have Rudolph, give me Ruth Leah. We have Ruth Leah, Mark Rasdan, Ifa, Afa. Origin is not come from Yoruba. My brother, stop that nonsense. How do you know that it's not from Yoruba? Your language, you get Meiji in your language. Do you have Meiji in your language? Don't tell me that it doesn't come from Yoruba. Which language, apart from Yoruba, uses double for as Meiji? Please, stop deceiving yourselves. Face the fact. A fact comes from Ifa. A fact comes from Yoruba. The word Meiji is a Yoruba word for double. So why all the Ponis have Gbemeji, Yekumeji, Ewolimeji? When you are telling me that it does not come from Yoruba, where does it come from? Please move the thing up. I don't like people coming and making stupid mistakes when you don't know the fact. Do you know the language of Yoruba? It's not misleading. I'm not teaching misleading thing. Do you have Meiji in your language? Which other African language that has the word Meiji and has the word Olodumare? Which African language has the word Meiji and has the word Olodumare or Rumila? Which African language has that word? Please stop coming into my page with nonsense. Okay, we have Dr. Labi Cosmos here. Vodus are problem-solving energy. It is not bad. It depends on the individuals dealing with it. Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much. That's what I'm just saying. It is not the voodoo that is bad. It is the people who are dealing with it. That's what makes it bad or good. Let's go up. Thank you very much, Dr. Labi. And then we have a Kukubo, God knows again, wise one. I want to know about Ahiake, because people say if you want your powers to work for you, you must have the power of Ahiake. What is the power of Ahiake? I don't know. It is not Ahiake that make any voodoo to work. Every voodoo has their own way. What they call Ahiake. I think we call it in Ewe Vodu. Asiyo. We will call it in Ewe Vodu. Asiyo. The Anglo people are calling it Ahiake, or maybe Anglo also are calling it Asiyo. Ahiake simply deals with love and attraction key. That's what the word means. Ahia. To make ahia means you to befriend the opposite sex. That is ahia. So when they say Ahiake means this kind of voodoos or spirits or joker that can help you to be able to win over a partner. So that's called Ahiake. So Ahiake has nothing to do with voodoo to work or not to work. Every voodoo is on its own, it works on its own. It's you as an individual that have to develop yourself, learn more from other places so that you can compare and then you build your own thing. It is not having Ahiake that makes your voodoos to work. So whoever told you is deceiving you. Let's go up. And then we have Golden Key. Papa, good day. Please, is there a special rite performed for river children? I am one and I need your help. What is a river children? I don't know. I've never heard anybody being a river children. So please explain more what you mean by river children. I've never heard anybody being a river children. So please explain to me. What I teach here, I'm teaching very straight and forward thing. I'm not teaching dreams and illusions here. I have to let all of you know. I don't teach illusions and I don't teach dreams here. What is a river children? I don't know. I don't know. And how do you know you are a river child? Please, go up. You can, if you can explain what a river child or river children are, maybe I'll have an idea, but I don't know who is a river child or river children. I'm sorry. Then Togbe, Dr. Labi Cosmo, great teaching, Togbe. Thanks for holding the torch of our ancestors high. Thank you very much, my brother. I'm very grateful for knowing you and our collaboration. I'm very happy about that. Akpe, maone yira gbogbo Togbe onu di na. Ne chati ne zo ega. Ne cho ega ne zo sikana. Godo. Then we have a Kofi Beam again. Daddy, thank you very much for all the education you give out. Thank you to Kofi for answering, for asking the question. Then we have a Newman John again. With patience, you can work with Papa and you'll be blessed. Thank you very much, Newman John. I'm very grateful. Then we have a Karen Warren here. We need you in Jamaica, sir. Yeah, Karen. One day I will be there for sure, wherever my teachings will take me to educate and then also bring more enlightenment into our tradition. Because there's so many foolish teachings going on. People trying to acquire titles and they don't even know what they are doing. And others coming to think that because you are quiet and you are learning from somebody means you don't know anything. There are people like that. And then they try to create a confusion between you and other people just because they feel that you are very quiet means you are learning from somebody. So you don't know anything at all. It is never true. Only the fool who thinks that what he knows is all that there is in the world. A wise person learns from everyone, even from a child. And that's how I am. I learn from everyone. Not that I did not know anything. I have traveled the world for the past 30, 40 years. I've been following spirituality, or 30, 40 plus years. Yeah, I've been into spirituality from Kabbalah to Sufi to Hinduism to yoga, into Buddhism and all that. And I am back. I came from a Christian background, and I am back into my ancestral teachings. That doesn't mean that I don't know anything. But a fool would think that because you are learning from somebody means you don't know anything. Knowledge is not limited. It's a universal thing. And I believe that if you are a clever person and you are wise, you want to learn from everybody that has something that you don't know. But that doesn't mean you don't know anything at all. Thank you. Then we go to Danny Setmalo. Can you speak on Bobo? Can you speak on Bobo and Voodoo? Which one is a Bobo you are talking about? You're talking about a Bo? What do you want me to speak on Bobo and Voodoo if there are differences? Voodoo is a Bobo, or it's a something you mount with herbs and everything. A Bo or Joker, as we call it in our area. Sometimes it is just the words. It's just the mantra that they give you with a seed to swallow. You don't have anything mounted whatsoever. You just mention the name and it start working. So that's what I know the difference. But Voodoo or a throne or whatever, most of the time you need to mount something, whether in a bottle or with a clay or in a pot or whatever. You put herbs together and form that. But when you talk about a bowl, sometimes you don't have anything. You only swallow the seeds and you are introduced to the mantra or the words, incantations, or whatever you may call them, Besa, as we call it in Ewe, in our area. You know, we, those who are from Ewe, we don't have so much of Voodoo. We have Besa, and we have a bow. We have the mantras. We just say it and things start happening. We are not like the Anglo area where there's a lot of things have been mounted. Then that doesn't mean there are not some Vodus in our area or Bobo or a throne in our area, but it's very few. So you don't see in people's houses where things have been mounted. That doesn't mean those people in the house do not have spirit. They have a bow, they have joker. They can easily use it if they want to affect you. You may not see any building of any shrine whatsoever, but then that doesn't mean they don't have this. So we of the Ewe area, we work more with joker, Bobo, Ebo, more than Voodoo. It is because of me traveling around the world and learning from everywhere that I am using the word Voodoo mostly, because that is the universal word for African traditional spirits. So that's why I use Voodoo. But from my own area, nobody uses the word Voodoo. We call it Bobo. I think I have said this before on this same platform. We will call it Bobo. And if there is anything more than that, they'll call it a throne. So basically, finish. Okay, let's go up. Danny, that's what it is. So a bow or joker and Voodoo, the difference is the Voodoo usually you put heads together and mount something. Or even if you don't mount it, you put it together, put it in the ground, seal it, and then pray in there. But the joker is you just take the seeds and you swallow, and the power is with you, and you call it, it starts working. Thank you. Then we have Kukubo, God Musiki, wise one, cool down. We beg because there are a lot of people who confuse us with their teachings. We are happy to listen to your teachings. Thank you. Because when people ask me stupid questions, I will have to react. That one, I cannot guarantee you that if the question is stupid, I should just keep quiet. I'm not here as a Father Christmas. I'm very sorry. I am a real teen. I'm not here to deceive or play games with people. So when you are talking on my platform, please try to know what you are asking. And don't just, if you are asking a question, it's a different thing. But if you are making a comment by saying that this thing is this and it is not like that, no. What do you know? Where have you been? Okay, then we have Sadiq Nate. Mabel say greetings, Papa. Hello, Mabel, how are you? Thank you very much for joining us. And then we have Ruth Leia, Mark Razdam. He said, Togbi, calm down. Let's talk about it and understand how spirituality works. You are taking things based on language, which Efa have its own language and Yeve also have its own language. The fact Yoruba people pronounce two this in Meiji doesn't mean Efa come from this. Mr. Ruth Leia, if Efa didn't come from Nigeria, why did the Eves call it Anago Yeve? Please go back to your own teachings. Why do the Eves, when they are doing the Voji, they will call it Anago Yeve? What does that mean? If you are talking about Yeve here, why do they call it Anago Yeve? Efa or Jinjale, Anago Yeve. Where does that word come from? Ojinjale is our language. Is it Ewe language or is it Yeve language? Why do you think that the Eves, when they are making Afa, they call Anago Yeve? Because the Eves have Yeve. But this one is from Anago, and who are Anago people? Yoruba people is what the Eves call Anago. So please, don't confuse me here. If you don't know, learn. I'm not trying to prove that something is better than something. The Eves adopted Ifa or Afa from the Ifa. That's why when they are calling all the things, they are calling the Yoruba names. That's why they say Anago Ofe Yeve. Go back into that word and then you will know where I am coming from. It's not a question just of spirituality. It's a question of knowing where something coming from. It is just like you telling me that Voodoo came from Haiti. Is Voodoo from Haiti? But a lot of people think Voodoo is from Haiti. Is the word Voodoo a Haitian word? The word Voodoo is coming from the Ewe and the Fon people. And because of slavery and the transatlantic trade, slave trade, that's why some Ewes ended up in Haiti and they continue with their ancestral practices. But a lot of people think that Voodoo, the word Voodoo, is coming from Haiti. That's why we are talking about the spelling of the word Voodoo. We in our area, we are spelling it V-O-D-U. And then in Haiti, they are spelling it V-O-O-D-O-O because of the French influence of the word. So what are you telling me that Voodoo doesn't, Yorubas are not the people who make Afa? Please, I know what I'm talking. I'm not just talking from anything. I know what I am talking. I've been in Yoruba land. I speak some Yoruba even now, not much. But I can understand the words, and I know what it means. The word that you call Tula in Ewe, in Afa. Do you know the word in Yoruba? It's called Otura. But because our people cannot pronounce the word properly, it got adulterated. That's why we say Tula, Tula, Tula. But the real word is Otura. And you are telling me that it does not come from Yoruba land. Please, don't confuse yourself. I know what I'm talking. When you come to my platform, please bring things that we can really talk about. Don't come and try to prove that you know more than anybody. Why do you ever say Anago Yeve? What do you understand by that word? Let's go. Then we have Theophilus Adote. Yes, greetings, my guru. Thank you, Theophilus. Thank you very much. And then we have big sister Oluchi Osuwoke. Say, really thank you for your teaching, Papa. We are grateful with peace and love. Thank you very much, big sister. Peace and love to you too. Okay, now let me go to Clubhouse now. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello, Papa.
Yes.
Thank you for your explanation of the Afa and the origin. I think it's a very important topic to try and demystify as well. But I wanted to ask you a question about what is Yepe and what was the significance of Ewe people calling Afa the Yepe of the Anago people. What is Yepe to Ewe people?
Yepe is just Voodoo practice. Yepe is Ewe cult where they learn about spirituality. And in the Ewe cult, we have the Yewe. The Yewe cult, I think Tanda is one of the main energy which we call SO. So, S-O. That means Tanda in Ewe. But then you know people say Hebiaso. Hevier is a town. And then heavier soul, there's soul that particular soul spirit or the energy of the Tanda from that place is very powerful. So eventually, Tanda's name has changed to the name heavier soul. And people say heavier soul, some say heavier soul, all kind of things. But the word soul remains in it. And then we have a Sobo Lisa as in God, the soul. As a Tanda, which we say it is Sobolisa is a male and female energy, as in God. There's no male, there's no female, it is a dual energy. So the word so actually is a Yewe word. That's why people like Dafli So, So Degbe, So Far, all so word are the teachings of the Yewe. And the Yewe cult is the base of the Ewe. We have a vegba, as in the effing pot bowl in which we grind pepper, called a vegba. And then we have Yeveba. It's the same thing, but it's smaller. And then we have a vegbe, means Ewe language. Then we have Yevebe. So all the ve is the root of the Ewe is from the Yewe, or the Ewe spirituality is coming from the Yewe. So when the Ewes have interacted with the Yorubas, they realize that the Yorubas also have the same thing like them. But then what the Yorubas have more is the divination tool called Ifa. So when the Ewes acquired that knowledge, they converted it and made it their own. So when they are doing any reading, or they will start any reading, they will have to invoke all the things, even their own Vodus that they are working with. And then when it comes to Fa, they say, Anagofe Yewe, means this is the spiritual practice from the Yoruba people. Anagofe Yewe. And then when you are finished doing the what do you call it, the voji, which are the seeds and all this basa thing, you are mixing them and calling the names. When you are done, they will say, wait the fe. Wait the fe means you are welcome back from Ife. When we say wait the fe in Ewe, we are in Afa, we are telling you that you are welcome back from Ife. Where is Ife? Is Ife not in Nigeria? And is Ife not a Yoruba kingdom? So who will come and say that Afa is not from Yoruba land? While you are using all the Yoruba words in your own language, you don't have any word for it. You use the Yoruba words, and then you come and say that Afa is not from the Yorubas. Where does it come from? Senna, so that's my take on that.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Papa. That's very.
Why should you say Anagopa and you want to call Orunmila? You cannot pronounce it and say Lumina. And people think Lumina is different from Orunmila. Just because you cannot pronounce the word Orunmila, you say Lumina. What is Lumina? Where does that word originated from? When we get to the word which we call in Ewe, the Afa, the Oturukpe Meji, is it not the Yoruba word called Oturukpo Meji? And then you come and say it is not. Then you have not studied anything yet. Let's stop deceiving people. Let's talk about reality. It is not because Afa comes from Yoruba land. That doesn't mean Ewes don't use it to their advantage. We are all using it to our advantage, and we pay homage to the Yoruba when we are doing the Voji. When we are doing that, we say Anago Hoyere, and then welcome back from Ife. Let's go on. We have Kukubo, God knows here again. Papa, most of us are not on your level of your knowledge acquisition. If you get emotional, if we ask questions, we become sad. So take it easy with us before we can clear our ignorance. We need to ask questions. Forgive us, your children. And we'll do now. Yo, I understand. Thank you. But then, Kukubo, when you come with things, try to make your research and make it like a questioning. You are questioning. You are asking a question. Is this true or it is not true? Then when I read that, I will understand that you are confused with some understanding. But when you try to present it as if it's an authority, then I have to tell you that it is not. When you present your question as if it's an authority, then I will tell you it's not, and I'll prove you wrong. And I will ask you, who told you so? Go back to the person again and learn, or tell the person is telling you wrong thing. That's the way I teach. Because when people come with things that everybody knows this is it, but then they try to turn it and say it is not. By looking at black and say, no, it's not black, it's white. I must correct you. Because I did not just enter Voodoo just by becoming a Voodoo Bokor. I have studied around the world. I've gone to school. I've been trained in temples. I speak so many languages. Just because I wanted to know the base of every spirituality, because spirituality of a people is in the language the people speak. It is the language that the people speak that you can get their spirituality in. So if you don't understand the language, it is very difficult for you to understand everything they are teaching you, because they have to translate it into a language that you can understand. But it loses something. Just like anything else, it's not only spirituality, just like anything else that has to be translated, definitely it loses some meaning and understanding. So if you want to learn anything of a different outside your culture, if you can, if it is possible, try to understand the language of the people, or at least have the base of their language and understand this word means this and that word means that. Okay, we go to Theophilus Adote again. Greetings, my guru. Since you adopted me, things have aligned. Ache, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Eni. We are very grateful. But try to find some time and come around so we can drink some pepper soup. There is one you are jumping, or is that? Okay. Then we have Frederick Ameya. Greetings, Papa. Hello, Frederick. How are you? Thank you very much for joining us. Then we have Theophilus Adote again. Papa, please, why do we feed a cell with sweet drink and not hard liquor? Thank you very much for that question. You see, your essay, when you make a essay, or you have your essay, you want good things to come into your life. And in our local parlance, we will say sweet things should come into your life. Alcohol is a hot thing. liquor. Liquor is a hot thing. And when you as a human being, you take alcohol or you take liquor, how do you feel? You don't think well sometimes. You may talk too much, you may dance, you may misbehave, you may do, or you may say things that you didn't want to say. And you will expose yourself when you don't know how to control yourself when you take alcohol. So, by taking alcohol and giving to your essay, you are giving that kind of energy back to your essay, so your essay cannot be properly be aligned with you, because it will be confused, just like when you take alcohol. So that is why it is advisable that you don't give liquor to your essay continuously. The only time that essay takes liquor is the day that you are feeding essay and a yearly feeding. That day you give alcohol, just that moment, and then later you use water to cool the alcohol down by saying that, oh, the alcohol is for the enemies, you should drink this one and face my enemies and kick them out of my life. But mine is a cool life, let things cool down in my life. So you give this. So the sweet drink is to bring happiness and sweetness and good things into your life. So this is the reason why hard liquor is not very advisable to be given to your essay, and also to labor, because these things are supposed to cool down. They are already very hot things on their own, because they especially essay is the one that determines your destiny, your life, your everything. So if it is not cooled down, your life will be riding a bicycle in the air, not even on the distance side, and you will not find a head or tail to your life. So this is the reason why sweet drinks are given to essay, not liquor, hard liquor. Hard liquor is not advisable, because your essay is you. So if you take one concoct or one shot of appetition, how do you feel? You see that your eyes become red, and if you don't take time, you start dancing. So if you give that same alcohol to essay, that's the same feeling that your essay will have, and it will affect you on your physical plane. So it is advisable not to give hard liquor to your essay. But if you want, you can try it and see if what I am saying is real or not, because sometimes they say that experience is the best teacher. Thank you very much. Any Adote. Yes, I think Ruth Leia is replying to one, or somebody is replying to Ruth Leia. Voodoo, kindly tell us where you think Ifa comes from. Thank you. Okay, somebody is asking. Okay, and then we have a reply to another question. Papa, please, why do we feed essay with sweet drink? Okay, Ebenezer Bonso, to make your life and destiny sweet for you. That's very true, Ebenezer. I'm very grateful you joined us. Thank you very much. It's been a while. And then we have the Theophilus Adotemi again. There is a story in the Yoruba cosmology that speaks about all-white deity who is in their cosmology is the creator of human being. Please, is this the same as a say of God? I think the all-white deity you are talking about is the Obatala. Obatala is one of the deities in the Yoruba cosmology. And every culture has got their own source or story of how their creation is. When you go into Hinduism, they will tell you that Brahma created the world, Lord Brahma, or the god Brahma. And that is to the Hindus. When you go into Ewe cosmology, we also talk about Mauga Somolisa, Mauga Kitikata, and Mauga Ese as the creators. The Yorubas also have their story of what Olodumare, and then Oduduwa, Oromila, and all these people as their creators and energies that has created. So each and every culture has gotten names of people who energies that they believe has created them. Mind you, in the past, in the olden days, people didn't know that other people were living in other parts of the planet. Just like we on this planet Earth do not know whether people are living on any other planet in the universe. So it was in the very past. So people limited their existence to the area that they live in, and they believed that they were the only people living in the world, until they start interacting with other people, or somebody may come from somewhere and visit them, and they'll be surprised, where is this person coming from? He doesn't speak our language, the skin is different, everything is different. Then they know that, oh, so we are not the only people in this world. But normally, people used to think that their world is only where they live. So everybody has got their own story of creation. So what the Yorubas have as their creation story is limited to the Yorubas. What the Ewes may have as their creation story is limited to the Ewes. But if you are coming into a Yoruba line to learn from Yoruba cosmology, then you may have to adopt that system, because you are learning from that system, and it is those things that can help develop your spirituality. And if you move to another culture, wherever you are learning from, you have to learn about their story of creation and the gods and the goddesses that are in that cosmology, so that you can also, because you are learning from them, and it is those gods and those energies are the things that you have to invoke to be able to work for you and learn. So I will not say that the Yoruba cosmology is everything, and I will not say the Ewe cosmology is everything, and so will I not say that the Hindu cosmology is everything, just like the Jewish cosmology is also not everything. Every culture has their own way of, their creation story. So, that's it. Thank you very much. If it does not make any sense, please, you can still let me know. Let's go. I think our brother Ruth Leia is coming up with some question there. Yeah. Yes, Togbi, I also know what I am talking about. Once one sit with an Yoruba Ifa priest and Ewe Ifa priest, you will know the difference. Yes, fathers not come from Yoruba. Even the spirits you are dealing with can tell you are dealing with can tell you Efa is not from Yoruba. The fact Yoruba people speak some of Efa language in their daily language does not mean Efa comes from Yoruba. I can tell you this based on spiritual knowledge. Anago pe Yewe doesn't mean Efa is Yewe. No, I didn't say Efa is Yewe. The Ewes are saying Anago pe Yewe when they are doing Fa. They don't call they are not, when they are doing other Vodus, they never call them Anago pe Yewe. Why? Is it that when they are dealing with their other Vodus, like Tohono and all this thing, they don't mention them as Anago pe Yewe, but only in fact that they say Anago pe Yewe. And with the fair does not mean Efetome, because Ife is where you are welcome from, because that is the home of Ifa. I have sat down with many real knowledgeable Bokors, and I have also met many Bokors that didn't know anything. I know what I am talking about. I know people who are Bokors, they didn't know anything. They will come and throw the Gumaga, they will throw the Pele, as we call it in Ewe, Pele, but the Yorubas call it Opele. Why? How come these names? Why we call it Pele? And Yoruba original name is Opele. So I know what I'm talking about. I know very much. I have stayed with Bokors who are very clever and very, very knowledgeable in Fa. And they have, even if they tell you Fa story. Like when there's a story, was say Alubafu, Titichi. That's not a real story. A lot of Bokors make that mistake by saying Adubafu. It is not so. It's Adubaye foye. Adubaye foye. But people will tell you Alubafu, Titi. So we are learning. It's not that we are just talking what we don't know. Please, we need to learn more. Don't be satisfied with one way of things. I have learned a lot because I remember my friend, my teacher told me that Fa didn't come from Yoruba land. He is an Ewe man. And I asked him where. He said Fa came from Sakite. Where is Sakite? Where is Sakite? And is Sakite people speaking Yoruba language? So please, talk with Ruth Liar. I know what I'm talking about. These are the things that I have just mentioned in my speech and my teachings now. That alone should tell you that the word lumina is not is a Yoruba word adulterated from Orunmila. Why do you use that word in your Ewe where you call it lumina, if it is not originally from Yoruba? Orunmila is one of the gods or the deities of the Yoruba Ifa. Olodumare is one of them. And Afa or Ifa is one of them. So when you or we as Ewes are using these words and we know they are not Ewe words, and you are telling me that this origin does not come from there. So what are the words in Ewe for Orunmila originally, or the word that you use apart from using the word lumina? I remember somebody was asking me that what is the meaning of lumina in Ewe Fa, because there been a lot of Ewe Bokors who say lumina. They don't even know, honestly. The word is Orunmila. And because our people do not know and they are not going to study above where they study, they just say lumina. And then we agree that it is adulteration of language, and which is okay. But we must, we must accept it, that it is adulteration of a language, but we must trace the root of the language and where does this root language come from and what is the original word. Just like I was talking about juju. What is juju in your language? There's no word in every language called juju. But everybody says, oh, the man is a juju man. It's a juju man. What is the word in every our language called juju, or the spelling is juju? There's nothing like that. It is an adulterated word from the Belgic French word juju. So tomorrow you will tell me that, oh, juju, the word juju is not French. It's not Belgic French. Yes, it is not, but it is an adulteration from the original word juju. I study languages, my brother. And I live in Nigeria for some time, and I was learning Yoruba. So I know what I'm talking about. If some Yorubas are using Afa words, it's not that Yorubas are not using Afa word, because when you start to read from Yoruba words, which is ekon, which means one, and then you have two meaning meji, and then you have three meaning meta. So where is it Afa language they are speaking? That is their original language. Thank you. Anyway, we move forward. Yeah, welcome. You okay? People on what do you call it? Clubhouse. Do you have any question for me? I think this once the this thing goes away, I don't see anything. Whether people hear me, I don't know. I am asking on Clubhouse that if anybody has any question for me.
Meaning coolness.
Yeah, when you are bathing far, when you are bathing far, we are talking about omi tutu. What is omi? It's water in the Yoruba language, and what is tutu means cold water. So when you are using all these words in your Ewe fire, you are telling me that Afa doesn't come from Yoruba land. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What did you study? When you are using Omi Tutu and you are invoking all Yoruba names, and you say that it is not Yoruba, it is from where? Unless, of course, the people who are teaching you far are not using the Yoruba words. Then, in that case, I can understand that, okay, maybe it came from somewhere. But if the people who taught you far are using Yoruba words, why they did not use Ewe words? Why should they be using Yoruba words? It's just like how I am teaching. We were talking about the cosmology now, that somebody was asking that somebody in Ifa, which is wearing white and deity, they say is the creator Obatala. Okay, then I was referring to every culture that has its own root words or cosmology. You know, when I even refer to India or refer to Hinduism, where Brahma is supposed to be the creator of the world. But even in that Brahma, there is two forces. One is Shiva, and then the other one is Shakti. Shakti is the energy or the negative energy, and Shiva becoming the positive energy. So in Sanskrit, which I studied, we say Shiva, Shakti, means Shiva and Shakti, negative and positive. Shiva, Shakti, Atmakam, Brahma, means Shiva and Shakti, the two of them form to become what we call Brahma. So these two energies, negative and positive, darkness and light, man and woman, you can just day and night. These two forces is what makes the world. And without these two forces, there is no world. So when language in every culture has its own way, that's where the spirituality of the people is. If the Ewes when the people go to Ewe shrine, they speak Ewe language. And in Ewe language, have you heard any Yoruba word? People who are initiated into Ewe, have you heard them speaking any Yoruba word? But people who are initiated into Afa are speaking Yoruba words. And that is where it is said that Anago over Ewe. It is the Ewe of the Anago people. So please, you have to go back to your teacher. Okay, let's see if there's any question up there. Okay. No, are we done with those ones? Let me read it. Which one is it? Say, as soon as I'm talk. Okay, that's one has been read already. Then Sharina Sanki say animal. What is animal? Okay. And then we have Ruth Lem being fair or feme is a spiritual realm, not land. We are talking about fetome. It's a different thing from when you are doing Voji and you tell a father you are welcome back from a fair. It is different. If you don't know, please go and learn it. I have also learned this thing before I'm talking. It is not about a fetome. You say you are welcome back from Ife with the fair. It is not a question of fetome. Okay, Sharina Sanki. Again, what is it? What is, I don't know. And then we have Joe Black again. Papa, like pepper soup too? Yes, I like pepper soup very much. I drink pepper soup. And then revolution, you need to understand Efa is spirits and to know where Efa comes. You see the word even, people are calling Efa, people are calling Ifa, people are calling Afa, people are calling Fa. It's the same thing because the four people, because they speak through their nose, their language is a nasal language. So that's why if they call Vodou, they say Vodou. That doesn't mean that it is not Voodoo. It is because the nasal way they speak, the Voodoo become Vodou. So when they want to call Fa, or say Fa, please. I'm not saying Efeme is in Nigeria. I say Ife. My brother. If you continue with this, I will just let them block you, and I'm not learning anything from Kemet. I'm not interested in Kemet. I had said it here many times before. Whether a fact came from Kemet or it does not come from Kemet, I don't know about that. And I am not teaching Kemet science here. I am talking about what Yorubas speak and what we as Ewes are talking. Olodumare, is it also from Kemet? Look, what Osofo Haji is saying, Kemet and all this thing. I have heard, I listened to all this. Whatever you are saying, you say Amu is the teacher of the Efa, and the Amu did not learn this knowledge from anyone and make it their own. Let me see, continue. Let me see what is the ending of that. The Amu did not, whoever the Amu is or whoever Amu is not, I am teaching about Ewe Vodu, and somebody asked a question concerning Fa and Vodu. That's what I'm explaining. Me, I am not interested in those Kemet Tino. I'm not interested in those Kemet things. I think many people say they are doing Kemet yoga, they are doing Kemet this thing. I'm not interested in any Kemet thing. I'm interested in what is practical and I am doing now. So if you believe that a Fa came from Kemet and it's called a Fa, and the Yoruba people are calling it Fa, the Ewes are calling it Afa, the phone is calling it Fa, that is up to you. I know what I am talking. Why is it that Yoruba words or language is what is used? That's my question. It's as simple as that. Why is it, if it's from Kemet, as you are saying, or from the Amu people, is the Amu people, their language is Yoruba word? The Ewe, I speak Ewe, and I know Ewe. When Anglo people speak their Ewe, I know. If Vedome people speak their Ewe, I can understand. If Agave speak Ewe, I can understand. If Tong speak Ewe, I can understand. But they are all speaking Ewe. There is always similarity in it. You can find some similarity in it. What word is coming from Kemet that the Yorubas have to have Bemeji, Yokumeji, Olimeji, Dimeji, or up to Fumeji. And this one that we wrote here in Ewe is just adulterated form of the original Yoruba word, because we say Yeku, the Yoruba say Oyeku. So please, don't come to my space and mess my waters up, because what I am teaching here is very practical. I'm not teaching of dreams and illusions. I'm thinking about practicality. I have seen people who have been far priests and who say so many things. And a lot of people who really know, they are using Yoruba words even in the rituals. Some of the songs are even Yoruba songs. And you are telling me that this didn't come from Yoruba, it came from Kemet. Okay. So the people in Nigeria are singing Kemet songs. Thank you. Yes, Papa, please, who is Kotokoli Donko? If my ears didn't deceive me, I heard you mention in your opening incantation. Kotokoli Donko is my mirror. That's one name for the spirit inside the mirror. One of the spirits inside the mirror is called Kotokoli Donko. That's why when I pray, I call them. Another one inside is called Abochi. And then another one is called Kofito Jabaku. Another one in it is called Kable. These are the spirits that are in the mirror. They are the ones I am working with sometimes. So when you see me praying, I mention all of them because that is their name. And they are spirits inside the mirror. The mirror has so many spirits. It's not just limited to one single spirit. Thank you, Kukubo. Yes, move with the castle. Mauli, why won't you be looking for something for us to eat after there? Okay. Because here we are. And then we have Eric Bazi, Pedro, Papa, my sincere regards to you and your crew. Mau Neirao, Akpe, Eric, Akpe, thank you very much. Then we have Theophilos Adote again. In my tribe, because of our water bodies, it is believed we have Mama water, Mami water, okay? In the Ewe cosmology, do you have same, and why must one be initiated into it if you already have your essay? Theophilos, I am not very sure I understand the question, but I'll try to answer it. Your essay has nothing to do with what you came to meet here. Your destiny, your inner self. The Akans call it Inkrabia. The Japanese are calling it Ume. The Indians are calling it the Atma. The English is calling it the soul. And then in esoteric science, it's called the inner self. This thing came with you into this world. Whether you be born in as a Ga, tree, white man, black man, this thing came with you. So whatever you come to meet here, you can get initiated into them. But it's not everybody who get initiated into essay. You have your essay, but if you are not initiated into it properly to work for you, it does not work for you. It comes the way it comes. That's why we have something we call a sevon or beshi in Ga, and then we call it in Krabia Boni in Akan. So like we were saying, I was saying earlier, there is day and there is night. There is good, there is evil. There is light and there is darkness. These two energies had always been going together. They are the creation. That's why I made a reference to the Hindu way of saying what Brahma is by saying Shiva and Shakti, they form what is Brahma. Shiva is positive, Shakti is negative. So the two of them, just if you look at the bulb, the light, if you have a live wire that is passing by, the live wire by itself cannot bring light. You have to put a negative wire, negative and positive, and then they will join, then they create. A man by himself cannot have a child, and a woman by herself cannot have a child. Even though I have heard that in some animals, women, they can have children without mating. But in general, a man and a woman will meet. Even in plants, we have what we call pollination. They have to move from another seed from another to pollinate. So in this universe, there is these two energies that are always moving. So when you came into this world, you came with your soul, which is your inner self or your destiny. Whatever is written on the chip of that destiny or your soul is what you are experiencing or continuing here. Just like you have a memory chip. That memory chip is your soul, is your destiny, is your self. Is the one that goes with you wherever you go. And when you appear again on the physical plane, these memories will now, the data on that chip, which is your soul, which has now taken a new body by a man and woman coming together, and your body is formed and you are born like a child. That inner essence of you remains the same. And as time goes on, it starts to play on you. It is there, but if you don't know how to edit it and align it properly, if it is in the negative, then negative things that are what you will be experiencing. If it is in the positive, it will be the positive that you will be experiencing. But since we don't know what is we have done in our past life or whatever we have on that memory chip, we try to do a reading and divination to find out what is on the memory chip. It's just like taking that memory chip, putting it in a computer to see what is there and edit what you don't want to be there. That's all that it is a destiny is all about. If I will use it in a science term to break it down to your understanding. So whatever is in that chip, if it is all negative, then you are doomed. But in the Ewe cosmology, there is a way that you can edit that. That's what we say you get initiated into a set, or your essay will be set up for you. First, we remove the negative one. That is the editing. Then we encourage the positive one to manifest in your life. So, that is the answer to your question. If you want to get initiated into anything here, I have myself, but I have a kind. I got initiated even into Fa, and even in Fa, the exact thing that I got in my essay is what my Fa also told me. That's the work I've come into this world to do the spiritual work and teach people. That's what my essay told me, and that's what my Poli, as the police say in Fa, also told me. So the work I am doing here, it is not by chance or by any mistake. I was born and destined to come and do this. That's why I'm doing it. And each and every one has got their own. But until you are able to put that destiny chip or memory chip into a computer to find what is there for you to do, you will never know. You will just be going around like a whirlwind, and you don't know where to stop. Okay, let's go. I think I'm waiting for any question from the clubhouse. You just listen. Please bring some questions out, please. Mm-hmm.
Papa, I have a question just based off the breakdown you gave.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for that breakdown. The analogy you used made me like visualize and understand it even better.
Good.
So you can edit the step either being in a negative and positive, but you can't change it, right?
Right, you can. You can. Definitely. That's what the Ewes, those are the secrets the Ewes have, how to edit certain things in your life. And when they edit it to you, see the changes. It's not like a dream or illusion. It is real. When those things are done, you can begin to see what you used to experience before and what you are experiencing now. There will be a very big difference. There was a boy who used to live in the shrine. I mean, he was staying in the church, And one day the pastor told him that they cannot allow him to sleep there anymore. And he came to the shrine and asked me if he can put his bags here. I said, yeah, you can put your bags here. We don't have any problem. And then after that, he started coming, and then from time to time, he started sleeping here, and then eventually he ended up staying with us. But each time he was having problem. When he goes to work, he was working at a car washing bay and all this, and sometimes the police will arrest him, all kind of things. Then I told him that I will remove his negative destiny for him. And honestly, when I did that negative destiny for him, from that time onwards, he never ever had any police problem anymore. He was no more having the kind of things that were happening to him all the time. So that is how to edit. So at least certain negative things that were in his life were cut off, and they're no more occurring like the way they have been occurring. So the Ewes have a method or a system in our cosmology, because we believe strongly that the Mau Ese, as I said, Mau Sobolisa is one, Mau Kitikata is one, and then there is Mau Ese. And the Mau Ese or Mauga Ese is believed in Ewe cosmology to be the creator of human being, not the world, but human beings as individual. It is believed that Mother Ese is the one who created human being, each one according to its own journey. Just like our fingerprints. No two people have the same fingerprints. That is how destiny is. So each and everyone has their own destiny, and it is created by Mau Ese. So if you know how to work your Ese very well, things will go very well for you in your life. That's why the Ewes say, Ese undo menya wana, menya wana, menya wana, se undo menya wana, evinye jiji le sebo, sronye dede le sebo, gapopo le sebo, ngogbeyi. Means to be able to handle your destiny is not an easy thing. To be rich, it is your Ese. To be handsome, it is your Ese. To be poor, it's also your Ese. To be a great man is your Ese. To become a useless person and nothing is happening for you to is your Ese. To be a drunkard is your Ese. To overcome drunkardness also is your Ese. So your Ese is you. Whatever comes into this world with you, according to Ewe cosmology, is directed by your Ese. And it is Mau Ese that has sent you here. And then if you know how to walk and work with him properly, you can overcome the ditches and the pit holes and pitfalls that you will come across. So Ese is everything. That's why Ewes celebrate Ese more than any of the three gods. That's why you see somebody have a name Sena, Seiram, Seto, Sedinam, Sebuabe, Sechuafia, Seli, Sedina. That's why the Ewes celebrate Ese, because we know that the Ese is the God that sent human being in. So we celebrate it when it does something in our life, and we give such names to our children.
Thank you for that breakdown.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Papa.
Go ahead.
So, in regards to that, when say a ritual is done for somebody, usually is there a given time period where they begin to see the changes? Like the example you gave of the person who came to sleep there and you did the ritual and everything changed for them, wasn't getting police problems and stuff, or does it depend from person to person?
Yeah, it depends from person to person. Some people, you will do a ritual for them within a short time, the results to start coming. And this also, I may say, it depends on your Ese. That's where it comes to. Some people, when you do things, it takes so long. I think our sister Florence, what is her name? Auntie Florence, full name, Florence Jemfi. she made a testimony here by saying that her son has gotten a team to play. Okay, I think it was 2 months when we did their ritual. The son was looking for a team. The son is a soccer player. He played in the Netherlands national team at a younger age, but then he got to a point, he played in some teams, but he got to a point he was not getting a team to play. And he's been trying. They even came to Ghana to get fa from some other priest. They went back, nothing has changed, even though they got fa. It depends. That's why I was saying there are so many types of afa priests. Some are very bad priests, but because you don't know, you just think that because they are called Bokor or they are Babalao, so they are okay. Not everybody who knows the keys, the real keys of fa, to use it to work, is not everybody who knows. You have to learn. You have to be open-hearted to learn. So I did the rituals for them, and then in fact Auntie Florence from time to time she will ask me, oh Papa, my son hasn't gotten any team, and so just relax. Once I did the ritual, I believe and know that he will get the team. So there was the recent one. She said that I think Auntie Florence is listening, that the boy was even saying that if by the end of this month or last month he has not gotten any team to play, he will no more believe in any of these African traditional spirituality things anymore. And I told her that everybody has their time, but so long as the rituals are done and done properly, the results will definitely come. So I think a few days back, then she sent me a WhatsApp photocopy of a team that has invited his son now to come to Serbia, I think, to go and play. It may be what do you call it, a trial, but if the boy himself is able to prove himself worthy, and we use the ancestors to back him, I believe he will have a permanent disease. So each and everybody has their own timing. Some people, you do a work today, within a week. My son-in-law, I think we did their work about 2 weeks ago. He started seeing changes already. Yesterday they came to my house and they were telling me, Papa, the changes are enormous. We cannot believe it. Just within this short time, things are changing. So I would say it depends on individual. Each and everybody is individual. But I will advise that you continue playing your part, praying to your ancestors, and keep asking them that whatever they had asked you, you did your part. They should also prove themselves right, that they are worthy of what they had asked you to do. And I believe, and I also know, that answers will come.
Thank you, Papa, for answering that. I also have another question.
Yes, go ahead.
So, with the breakdown you gave with the Mau Sokolisa, Mau Kikata, and Mau Ese, I have two questions regarding that. The first is, so would I be safe in making the connection or assumption that the Mau Ese is what maybe in the Akan tradition we call Asasiya, in some places they call Madagaya, Madae?
No.
And
no, it will not be Asasiya. Asasiya is Asasiya or Madagaya is not inside the creators of the world. There are spirits that also have their this thing, like in Ewe we call it Anyigbato, and Yoruba call it Babalu Aye. That is the one you call Asasiya, and that's what we call Gaia in the Hindu or the Sanskrit this thing. But it's in Ewe it's called Anyigbato. It has nothing directly to do with Ese, but because Ese, Mau Ese, Mau Kitikata, Mau Sobolisa are regarded as the trinity of the Ewe cosmology, and under them all other energies come. So they are those energies under them are not directly them, but they are rather the creators of those energies.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So my second question was just the way you broke down Mawese. I was wondering if, I don't know if you already done this, but if you could also break down Mao Sobolisa and Mao Kitikata.
The Mao Sobolisa is said to be the female and male energy, just like how day and night is darkness and listen. But there is no, in our cosmology, is not a masculine machismo type of cosmology. There is always female and male working together. The same thing with the Kitikata, is the male and female. It's only in the essay that we find out that essay is more or less a female energy. But essay as a female energy can give birth to you as a male person. And then they say, oh, your essay is so handsome, that's why you are born so beautifully, or you are born so handsome. And the same thing, your essay, or mother essay can give birth to you and you look ugly. And they say, oh, it is your essay who is not handsome, that's why you are ugly. So, as I said earlier, we always lay more emphasis on this third one, the Mau essay, more than the Kitikata and Sobolisa. But then it is said that Mao Sobolisa is the one that has created the hand, face, and all this. It's a whole incantations onto that. But then I am not too much into that one. But then the essay had been more closer to me after I started working with it, and I concentrate more on the essay. And I have also seen that Eves have celebrated the essay more. But nevertheless, the Kitikata and the Sobolisa are also the three axes joined together with the set to form the three axes of the Ewe cosmology.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Is anybody on Clubhouse again with any question? Okay, we go on to Facebook now, and then we see a message from somebody say, fire, make I help me. We have Koku Agbeko saying fire. Thank you much. Thank you very much, Agbeko. We are very grateful. Then we have Charlotte 40 panel. Good morning, Baba. Thank you for another wisdom session. Have a great week. Thank you very much, Charlotte. And you too have a great week. And then we have our brother Ruth Leah. We move, no, like that's a little phone. Phone usual. Like the other one too. Okay, now we have our brother Ruth Leah again. Here is talk about all spirits have names in every language. True or false? It's very true. It's very true. That's why I'm comparing every language. I'm comparing even up the way all to Sanskrit, how that will be called in that. And I'm even mentioning how se is called in Japanese. So that means I know that every spirit have a different name in different language. That's what I said, that every culture, if you listen to me very well, that every culture has got their own way, or every group of people have got their own way of creation or cosmology, and what is created in them. Each and every spirit, every culture has got their own kind of ways of presenting to their people how the world was created and which gods and goddesses that controls their environment or their cosmology. So there is no two ways about that, and I have never denied that other languages, every culture or spirits don't have other names. I have a spirit in my shrine called Tobe Jokpata, and this spirit Tobe Jokpata, when people look on the internet and looking for Jokpata, they cannot find Jokpata anywhere. Why they cannot find Jokpata anywhere? Because there is nowhere you will find it. If you don't find it in my shrine, If you find it in any other shrine, then it is possible that the person has a relationship with me. But you won't see it. But what is the name of Jopata in the Judeo-Christian and the Hebrew Kabbalah? How can you come here? And maybe, I'm not very sure, but maybe in Hinduism is the Madam Kali. So these things are there. I've never denied that this thing is not. But when you are talking about Fa, as far as the Ewes doing Fa, Ewes are using Yoruba names to call the Fa. And you are saying that the Fa does not come from Yoruba land. It came from Kemet. So why the Ewes are not using the Kemetic names? Why Ewes are not using the Kemetic name to call Fa? This is where you and I have differed. So they say the fact that the fact Akan person will call Almighty God Nyami, it doesn't mean Almighty God come from Nyami. Same way Ewes call Almighty God Mau, but it does not mean God Almighty is coming from only people, only the Ewes. So language does not define a Fa coming from Yoruba. No, you are wrong. You know why you are wrong? You are saying Nyami is Akan language and Mau is Ewe language. And you are saying that a Fa doesn't come from. Why you are using your Ewe word, you don't use your own Ewe word, you are using Yoruba word. That's where you are wrong. Why you don't have your own words for the Afa and you are using Yoruba words? That's where you are wrong. You are wrong there. Because if you say Nyami, Nyami is Nyami Akan, Mau is Ewe. Afa is Ewe. Ifa is Yoruba word. But where does that Meiji is coming from? Why is that Anago name come into the Afa incantation of the Ewes? Why should the Ewes have to use the Anago incantation inside their when they are using Fa? Why? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It's just like the word good day in Ewe. That word good day is English word, adulterated, good day. That word good day, kudivi. Another people use this word very well. Kudimi namilo. Where does that word come from? Is it every word? Kudumi. Is it every adulterated the English word good evening to kudumi? That's the same thing is a good day namilo. Is it every word? It is English word that has been adulterated. This is what I'm trying to prove. When you go to the south, go to Angola, oh, kudimi, nami. Where is that word coming from? It's English word. And then you enter into Togo, then greeting become bonsoir. It's bonsoir everywhere. It's French. So this is where you and I differ. So the analogy you are drawing doesn't hold here, please. So let me go on. A fact coming from Yoruba people because they learn it from the very people you think they learn it from. The Yoruba spirituality have come a long way and it doesn't start from Yoruba people. No, Afa is not the only spirituality. We are talking about Afa as a subject. We are not talking about spirituality in general. Afa is not the only thing which is spirituality. Afa is not the only thing that is spirituality. So if you are saying Afa has come a very long way, it's okay. But don't say that spirituality is not limited to Fa. Don't make that mistake. Spirituality is not limited to Fa. Afa is another way of spirituality of a group of people. That's what we are disputing here. So don't use the word general of saying spirituality has come a long way. Spirituality came a long way, but we are talking about Fa. If you are saying Afa has come a long way, trace the root of Fa and let us know. And we also will buy in your story if it is clear. But don't use the word generality as spirituality. Nobody is saying that Yoruba people are the only people who are spiritual. Or is the Ewe people are the only people who are spiritual. That's not what I'm saying, Mr. Ruth Layer. That's not what I'm saying. You are saying Fa did not come from Yoruba people. And that I'm making a mistake. Prove to me where Fa come from and the word Meiji, Omi, Otutu, and Lumina, all these things come from. Just tell me, tell us all to learn. So don't continue to confuse yourself and thinking you are confusing me. I'm above that. I'm sorry. Spirituality, every culture has their own spirituality. People learn across cultures. When you go into the diaspora, people are talking about Palo Mayombe. People are talking about Santeria. People are talking about Voodoo. People are talking about Ifa. People are talking about all kind of, there's even one they are calling Congo. Every culture has got their own spirituality. That's why sometimes when people mention certain spiritual words, or they say, oh, they have come across this spirit, like Ikenga. Take for instance, Ikenga. Ikenga is not every word. Ikenga is Igbo. So when somebody says, oh, the Ikenga, this thing, I will not understand until they tell me that, oh, it is a spirit. And then I'll find the root. Where does this spirit word come from? And this is from the Igbo, Ikenga. So I don't mix up things. What belongs somewhere, let us acknowledge and pay homage and respect. We are all learning and learning across cultures. Don't think that it is your people alone who know what they know. Other people also know. They may speak different language. But if you begin to use the language of those people in your spirituality, then they are the people who brought it to you. Because otherwise you would have gotten your own original language and words. This is what that I'm trying to prove. If Ifa or Afa had been there for generations, fine. I don't know the beginning. But as far as Ewes are concerned, the Fa came through the Yoruba line to them. And that's why we are talking. Some Ewes want to prove that, oh, it is not. It is Ewes who have Afa. No. Just by the words you use in incantations of the Afa or Efa or Ifa. You know, in my area, we don't even call it Efa. They will call it Afa. The Yorubas call it Ifa. The Fon call it Fa. But then we are on this same belt, coming from Yoruba land, Ife, coming down to where we are today. So if you say that, what do you call it? Afa did not come through the Yoruba line to the Ewes. Just tell us how it came and why we are using the Yoruba words when we are using Fa. This is all that I want to know. Okay, we go on to for Martin Kobler. For Martin Kobler is saying, why doesn't the brother with the question about Ifa tell us where he knows Ifa originates from and defend his claims? Exactly what I am asking him. He should just defend his claims. Okay, I say, okay, oh yes, Tommy, there are a lot of secret Ewe language which sounds the same as the Yoruba language. That's fine. I am not initiated into Ewe, so I don't know all the Ewe words, so because I'm not into that shrine yet. And I don't know whether I will be initiated. So if you know that most of the Yoruba, the Ewe words are sounding like Yoruba, then that is it. You know, I don't know. I've not been there yet. I know about Ewe, but I have not been initiated into Ewe, so I cannot know the language that is spoken there. But at least I am initiated into at least I am initiated into Fa. And I know the language that is used in Fa, and for me, it is Yoruba language. If you think it's not so, prove to all of us where you think it came from, and then give us the meaning and the reason why the Yoruba words are associated with the major Afadu. Or the Afadu, not even the major. You just tell us why the Yoruba words or language is become associated with all the Afadu that the Ewes call. He said, if a priest said with the fair during casting of Efa, what are they referring to? Is it the land in Nigeria or the spiritual realm? They are referring to the spiritual realm, but that spiritual realm has an origin that people connected from, and that is Ife. So if you go even into the Yoruba or their own arguments about the origin of Ifa, you see that they will talk about the Olofi of Ife and all kind of things, and they have some arguments about the origin of Fa within their own Yoruba. Listen, and there is always a reference made to Ile Ife. So please go back to history and go back online and look for these things. Because if you and I are arguing here, I'm not seeing your point at all. Because I'm just asking simple question. How come the Ewe Fa is using the Yoruba language to, if they did not bring, if the Fa didn't come through the Yorubas to the Ewes? I just want to know that. Yeah, so if Ewe speaks so many Yoruba words, I don't know whether Ewe also came from Yoruba land. But I know that the Ewes call Fa Anagope Ewe, because I speak Ewe, and I know what I'm talking about. And I believe strongly you also speak Ewe. So if they say Anagope Ewe, what do you understand by that? Give us some analogy, and let's all judge it and find out what is the reality of what you are trying to argue here. Let's move forward. Then Nancy Alice Powell, I love your videos. You are an inspiration to all Vodouians. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. Oh, Nancy, I'm flattered. Thank you very much. I'm also doing my little best just to tell the world what I was taught. I'm not the authority on anything. I'm just a teacher, and what I was taught is what I am teaching. So thank you very much, Nancy Alice Powell. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me move here. Yeah. Okay, and then Ruthly, I say, I now understand you, and I respect you for your work, but saying Ifa come from Yoruba, which is the Yoruba, will not say themselves, is not practical. Who say Yorubas don't say it? Who say Yoruba don't say that Ifa come from them? Anyway, maybe we are not reading the same book. So I don't know. We can go through divination to know exactly what we are talking about. And which language are you going to use in the divination? Are you not going to use the Yoruba words in the divination? If you are going to go through divination with Fa, are you not going to use Yoruba words? Let's leave this one here. I'm a very practical person. If you are going to do divination, you are going to use Yoruba words. Why won't you use just Ewe words? What is the association of Fa with Yoruba words or Yoruba language? anywhere in the world. And you are telling me that Yorubas didn't even say that Ifa come from them. Thank you. Yes, and then Theophilus Adote, Papa, thank you. Thanks, you do all. Yes, practical and not theory. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then I think you are jumping something there. That why doesn't the brother with the question about Ifa tell us? Okay, the root layer is now, I can tell you, and I have made several points to tell you Ifa doesn't come from Yoruba. The root of all spirituality and beginning and the end, we are, as people, must understand our roots as a people and where we are coming from and where we are now as a people. History will tell you the Yorubas were not always on the land. We know, and the land were not always on. We know in Nigeria as Ile-Ife. So by knowing that will tell you where the Yorubas were living before migrated to their current location in Nigeria today. Let's not jump and pass the truth lies past. The truth lies within the spirits, and if we are dealing with spirits, then let's communicate with them and know the truth and not base it on language, because we Africans have common languages, especially the Igbe, language-speaking people. Let's go on. Let's go. And then we have Nunya Adido Asimetune. The Ogu language is the Ewe language, spoken by people from Badagry. Badagry used to be part of Dahomey Kingdom. So Ifa and Afa is from Yoruba, as Papa said. Thank you very much, Nunya Adido Asimetune. Thank you very much. And then Ruth Leah is responding to that. You are all missing the point. Ifa is a spirit. You can consult to know know that for a fact. Ewe people or Yoruba people did not start life on their current land. We know today, so go back and know where spirituality starts from. Start from saying Ifa come from a Yoruba is spiritual lack of knowledge. Okay, thank you. We accept your point. Okay, so Nunya Adido put play that play the video. Let's see. We put a video there. Nunya Adido is putting a video out there which talks about the Ewe people who lived in Badagry. Can you open the sound? Sound. Okay, so here is a video, a documentary video saying the Ewe people in Badagry in Nigeria, West Africa, the hidden story of the Ewes. So that's the video, it's a documentary. So Ruth Leah, I think you can go back to those documentaries and then also make sure you also study it. If you nobody is talking about spirituality, we are talking about Afa here. And I kept saying it, but you don't seem to understand that I'm not talking about spirituality. I'm talking about Afa and Ifa. But you kept mixing it up by saying spirituality. Do you think Afa and Ifa are the only spiritualities that people know? I have learned a lot of things that doesn't have anything relationship with Afa and Ifa. And I had been doing my spiritual practices long ago before I was initiated into Fa and Ifa. So don't just say that spirituality. We are talking about Afa and Ifa, the origin of Ifa or Afa to the Ewes. That's what we are trying to talk about. But you just keep messing up things and say it's lack of knowledge and whatever. Whatever you know is no. Keep deceiving yourself and keep deceiving people who listen to you. If I am proving to you that the word you are using, even you are saying they should do divination to find out, which language are you going to use the divination, do the divination in? Is it not Yoruba? And I'm saying that The Afa came from Ifa to the Ewe people. This is what we are disputing. But you just become so adamant you don't want to learn anything new. I don't think I want to continue arguing with you. Keep your knowledge and your wisdom to yourself. People who will listen. Those who will not listen. And that's simple as that, because I don't want to waste my time arguing over this thing while people have other important questions to ask me, and then I keep going around the same thing, come back and go back. Okay, Ewe people originated their own Fa. Yoruba people originated their Ifa. And whatever they come from, Kemet or Kimet or whatever, it is up to you. What I am teaching here, I know what I am teaching. And people who are listening to me, if I'm making a mistake and I'm not telling the truth, they know. They can question me. Thank you. Let's go up. Let's say a good day, Baba Christopher. Thank you for your wisdom today. Thank you very much, Mahes. I'm very grateful to you. And then Jamfi Florence said yes, so Auntie Florence is saying that. Then Ruth Leah again, if all spirits have names in every language, then saying a fact, look, go away, please mute all these things from my this thing. I think I don't want to continue this thing that cannot make any sense to me. Okay, we have Victor Abochikwi. Wait, let me finish this and then later you just mute all these things and let it be there and block that person. I'm very straightforward. I'm not going to be going around this thing that doesn't make sense to me. Yes, because I want to teach. I'm not going to keep going around something that everybody is seeing clearly and you say it is not. You are seeing black and you are calling it white. Keep calling it whatever you like. Is that our last question is which one? Okay. Yeah, we have our sister Oluchi Osuoke. You are right, Papa. Thank you very much. Listen. Mute maybe any opportunity because many sense it can cover on you. Okay, so let's go to go back to YouTube and see if there's any question there. Then okay, let me finish the questions on the come back, come down, bring the distance down. Let's see. And then I have a go up. No, can't call it because I'm just going around the same thing and wasting my energy. Have you more to know? Oh, now. Oh, I can't make ball, got a bad body. Okay, then we have Victor. No, I want to say, okay, Victor K. Abochikwi said, are certain Odus very difficult to divine? Every Odu is Odu, every Odu is easy, every Odu is difficult, depending on the teacher and the understanding of the persons who is doing the Fa. There are so many people who do not really understand Fa, but they make themselves to understand, they make themselves as if they understood Fa. So when you get the right teacher and you get the right stories, and of course, if the Pele, which the Yorubas call Opele, we cut it down to Pele. When the Pele is properly prepared, when the Pele falls down, there are certain herbs that are used to prepare a Pele. And when those herbs are used to prepare Pele, what happens is that the Pele becomes very active and is able to pick information when someone speaks on their Eja So each and every person has a different essay. So if you are your essay puts you on a way that you should be a drunkard, no matter how people try to stop you from drinking, you will be a drunkard. Essenyu amenyu, essengla amengla means when your essay is good, you will be a good. Your life will be good. If your essay is strong, you yourself you will be a strong person. That's what the Ewe say about essay. So Nuku, everybody's essay is totally different, and your essay can put you into fire, and your essay can put you into water. That's why we have the song. Esenye klom de jo boboga, senye klom de to boboga. Blelo, esenye blema winawa boboga. Means it is my destiny that puts me inside water, that cools me down. It is my destiny that puts me inside fire, and my life is on heat. So essay is, according to every cosmology, is everything.
Thank you, Papa.
You're welcome, Nuku. Thank you very much. And then more on that, you see the Ewe is called Afa. Police. That it's also the way the Yorubas do their essay is the Afa. Then the Ewes call it police. So when we are doing reason and your essay appears, we ask them, is your essay, the essay that is talking, is this the police like the Yoruba way? Is that the way they should do it for you? Or it is the our local Vodou way? We ask. And if the reading says it is police, then you must be initiated into Afa through the Yoruba system of Afa that we have acquired. Okay, so we are done with YouTube, and then we will be taking questions. Okay, I think we have one from Kukubo. God knows what is happening, people. What is happening, people? I don't know what you mean by that. Then we have Vamperi. Hello, Papa. Is ago the beginning of a longer prayer? If so, what follows ago? Okay, the word ago in Ewe means knock knock. Like when you are knocking the door of someone and you want to enter into somebody's premises, you say knock knock. We don't use the word knock knock, but we say ago, kokoko, ago. When you knock the door, kokoko, that's the sound of the knocking, and then you say ago, means knock knock. Hello, knock knock, please, knock knock, I am here. So that is what it could be anything. So you knock knock, ago. So when we are praying to the ancestors as well as spirits and even all the things that are with us, we say ago, ago, ago. I say ago 3 times, ago, ago, ago. Then I say mauga sobolisa. Mauga kitikata, mauga ese joto, ame joto, ese nanu ame, ese te anu ame. Woman of baby. So the ago is like I'm knocking the ancestral door before I start calling the people, that the spirits, the energies that I want to pay homage to. So first I say knock, 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 knock. Then when I say ago, sometimes I say ago, enye. Then I mention my name, that I am the one knocking the door of the ancestors at this hour. And then I will start to call the ancestors that I want to communicate with or pay homage to. So this is how it is, Vamperi. This is a typical Ewe way of not only to spirits, but even to human beings. When you are going into somebody's house, you have to say ago. There are songs even that are made with ago, like a Bobo song that no vi ne yifia pemela ago, no vi ne yifia pemela ago, ago nami, me do ago nami. If you have meto ago, which simply means, my brother, my sister, when you get to the house of the royals, please, you have to say Ago. That's what it means. So we are done with then we are with the clubhouse. Please come up and come out and let me know so that I can close the section. It's been more than how many hours? I don't know. Is Senna there?
Yes, Papa, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so ask anybody, if anybody there wants to ask any question, then we can just go into that question and I answer. Then I want to close the section. I think it's been some hours now since we've been on.
I think there's somebody coming up. Randall from the audience wants to ask a question. Please come in. Randall, please come up. Other moderators can also help me break it. To raising the
Hello, this is Samuel. I have a question.
Yes, Samuel, go ahead with your question, please.
Okay, I'm just curious, is the Odus and the Ifa and Afa, are they both the same or are the stories different?
They are the same. The Odus and the Afadu, as Eves will call it. The Yorubas call it Odu. We, the Eves, we call it Afadu. So you can see the similarity of the do inside both. The Yorubas will say Odu, we will say Edu or Afadu. So they are the same. That's why when they say that Bemeji or Jongbe, as the Yorubas will call it, and it's also Bemeji, it's the same Bemeji in Ewe. And I believe it's the same Bemeji in any other people who use the Fa system. And then the last one, which means Fumeji, is also Fu or Fu Meiji. We will call it Fu Meiji. So the Odus and the Afadu, as in Ifa and in Afa, are the same. However, the Eves will use their Ewe stories and Ewe analogy to explain the Afadu to you. And then the Yorubas will also use the Yoruba stories and the Yoruba analogies to explain it to you so that you can understand. Because whatever is happening in your community and within your environment is what you are used to. So those are the things that they will use in explaining the Ifa Odus to you.
Thank you. Thank you for answering my question.
Did I answer your question well?
Yes, very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel.
Hi, Papa. It's Kinde. I just want to say thank you for the way that you use grace and humility to break all of that down today. That was a task for a champion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kinde. I'm very grateful. Okay, let's. I think that we don't have anything on YouTube. We don't have anything on Facebook. So I'll be closing the section now with libation. So please come with me as I pray to the ancestors and to the Vodus that I work with. Thank you very much all for joining me today. Once again to talk about our heritage and also learning from other sources to better and improve our knowledge and wisdom in our ancestral journey towards perfection. Yo, ago mauga. Mauga so bolisa medoago, mauga kitikata medoago, mauga ese medoago, ese joto amejoto, ese enanu ame, ese te enu ame, wamena wevi dokono wevi. Wamena wevi mebi anu dokono wevi ogbe dokono wevi mebi anu wamena wevi ogbe o se popoli ko se da tafi. Me yora keke medoago. Me yo sheme hamfura show, me yo semi fura show medoago. Me yo abraxas me yo ziadre medoago. Me yo tadre to me vi me ku o verso ton ka me yo be do ago me yo mi ano zo je anyi rizo ka chika z boje adre me yo la fa banya gbo mi lo ape me nya gbo me juru hono me yo ra kekelo wenya yingba ma jo flo fokla yingba mo do adika wenya bele me matekulo etega o me yo akan be chu be kan ngole ba kan je ba kan busu ba kan trovo ba kan menyu ba kan du fi ba kan manu ataba ka ge ba kan pelipa me gba ha ja do la ko ba do ju fi to ba so me to ju me yo mi nu da ho gba o bo wo ka ku o pe me yo zango me yo mi play vi ra ke mi a ho gbese me yo ra ke wo jo pata jo maku foke me vole mo ji me vole Voodoo me gbe ni o kokolo ku atole fofo me jobo ni o he me jobo ni me to aya mo ju o to anu kware pe ve yin le pe me to ba jo tu so pe du o me no te pe ka jo pata be le afi jo von ba jo ni jo pata o be fia Jokpata, me tro me gbeda molo afi fagbe ri di na jokpata le na fi nya jolo jokpata te me yo me se me gbo jiri o to to we dente abape lulu ti zugbolu ajima ogboju kulo do jalo pe nko me Valentine fafa me lo va lo jona pefu agosa pate me yo atigeli me yo goro Voodoo me ra keke la fia ye me yo amega sese geja papa sese to be geje me yo brahini me yo gbogbochi me yo ngbe foli ko mo ke gomli godo kruche kuma ko na gata bonyo ngba ho akuto me ne fana mi gbogbo me na gbogbo ne fana me yo tonyo kospital ku akuye yo no nya kosa go ku foni ko ngeje tasinya mo si fusi jam kosa bra kobra mama nya gbogbo mba to bonya ko ku kofi akubia mensa dore pe ngbe peku no kwa ra na mi akeke akuto me ne fana mi lo me na gbogbo ne fana e me yo fonye Celestine ya akubia Catherine akubia fonya sense ko do fonye ya oben akubia akuto me ne fana mi e me yo awuno tuji ba ko tuji tagwe tuji me yo kini hasa ponji da bara so bara na me yo ra kekelo kuto me ne fana me yo ba ko adafli so sofa hu agbovi kuto me ne fana lo e me yo ba ko afacha ajoge kuto me ne fana me yo hunu le ba kpora lo hunu le gbin avega kuto me ne fana ni gbogbo re e me yo togbe anani tretu le akpohuno le jita kuto me ne fana yo osofo Abraham jivenu le chame kuto me ne fana ya na gbogbo nu ne fana manolo me yo togbe fiato togbe kavi Simon kavi zapao me yo ra keke kuto me ne fana osia me na gbogbo nu ne fana mi lo ya tefe me la pedana Voodoo pete pour me yo afana gonu afagbo majeso pepe to me so le me dak pa fidi me yo poli gbe meji eku meji woli meji di meji lo so meji moli meji abla meji akla meji guda meji sa meji ka meji trupe meji tula meji lete meji che meji fu meji poli che tula me yo to vo vide come po to ba de ogbo me to ba de nyade me ko ne di e nya tepe mi awele me le me yo apanye me Voodoo pete na ko ra gbe vida gba si dagbe ya tepe ame yo egere mi aji le egbe nkeke me po Facebook live o se nu mo le Clubhouse amo le YouTube le agbebe mo no bu na le kosra ime dagbebe mo no bu asibe mo no bu na la me sese mo no bu ame yo me po esro de no po sro no ame yo po sro de mo le ji no po vi no ji ame yo ba la me sese no po la me sese me yo ba la me sese do ne ba no wo na me sese ne ba no ovio no se gbe na ya tepe me yo America ko me yo mi apete Voodoo yo proclaim de me di bu ni mi adiga ne edu no se mi abenko egbebe dolo akpene mi egbebe dolo mi akpolo ni pele finyo le kosra melo ile mi abasi mi do ne ba mi o ago ne di le mi aba ponu lo ago boko ago togbe ago papa ago enye hundo mere kemo wo hundo no ya duo ele hundo wo anu kware kware adodo me ko de ele be mauga so bolisa pe to petiri no na duo do ne ba mi o Never go to Jore, in the Hukunami, and I call Quadara Hajibo. Egbe dolo. Okay, so we are done for today. We'll be looking towards next week. But the conversation continues on the net, online. And if you have some question that you couldn't ask, please put it online. And when I get chance or I'm a little bit free, I'll go back online and I'll be able to answer your question. But then those of you who have my contact number and have the African Magic Temple contact number, if you have any challenges and you want us to address it for you, please, you can give us a call. We are always at your service. Thank you very much for being with us today. And may the ancestors continue to bless you. And may you all have a very fruitful week, peaceful and fruitful week. Thank you. And bye-bye to all of you for now.